Internet! My name is Kelsey, and welcome back to my closet. So today is the big day. It's time for you guys to get to know a little bit more about me in my 500 subscriber special Q&A! Yay! Once again, as if I haven't said it enough already, thank you so much to every single one of you. I mean, 500 people is a lot of people. These days on YouTube, it's like, oh, 1 billion subscribers. That's like a real lot of people, but 500 is still like a big number. So, thank you again. I can't believe there are more than 500 individual people who want to put up with me. I appreciate all of you. I am going to answer all of your questions 100% truthfully, and if there's anything else that you want to ask me later, you can leave it in the comments and we'll chat. Just because this Q&A video ends doesn't mean that I am shutting the door on information. Alright, so I'm just gonna be looking at my phone because that's where all the questions are. Okay, so a couple of you actually asked me how old I am. That's an easy one to start with. I am 29. I just turned 29 in October, and so I am slowly counting down the days until I am out of my 20s. Yeah, so now you know. So this one is, what's your favorite doll line and dream doll line? So I would have to say my favorite doll line, especially right now, is Rainbow High, just because I love their clothes, I love their hair, I love the colors that they use, and they're just really amazing, beautiful dolls. They're really, honestly, to say what my dream doll line is, Rainbow High pretty much covers most of what my dream doll line would be. Articulation-wise, hair, clothes, and really pretty faces. If I had to pick something that I would like as like a new doll line, not like the perfect doll, but just something personal, this answer is kind of inspired by a recent video by Darling Dolls, but I would really love a really nice Sailor Moon line of dolls. Like, that would be awesome because the Sailor Moon dolls from like the 90s are... One of you asked for a doll room tour, and I mean, this is the room right here. I can take the camera off real quick and just give you a quick little glance at a few things. So this is a closet, remember that. And all of the dolls are pretty much lined up down here, and there's not enough room for all of them, so they're kind of smushed over in that side. Then I have my Calico Critter house set up over here, and then I have a couple of shelves up here with Hair Adorables and OMGs and Brats. So yeah, that is kind of my doll room, because this is the only room I have to keep my dolls. Sorry for the unprofessional camera work right there. Who are your favorite creators to watch on YouTube? There's a lot. I'm one of those kind of people who has been on YouTube since YouTube's inception. So I went through a lot of different people over the years, but I've kind of settled on a few people that I really, am loyal to as far as being subscribed and everything. A lot of the big names in the doll community, like My Froggy Stuff, My World, Zombie X Corn, X Canadensis, Darling Dolls, Beauty Inside a Box. Those are like all the doll collectors I think that I follow. But then I have other people. I follow the 3 theory channels, Game, Food, and Film Theory. Brutal Moose is one of my favorite people. Dan and Phil, oh, Dan, I loved his channel. I wish he would make more videos, but I respect his need to be away from it for a while. And then I will put up a scrolling list or something of other people that I'm subscribed to that post here and there. Yeah, the kind of content that I like outside of doll stuff is like watching crappy movies and reacting, video game stuff, food stuff. What inspired you to start a channel? So this is kind of a long history right here. I actually, like I said, I've been on YouTube since the beginning, and not just as somebody watching, but my brothers and I tried to have our own channel way back in the day when I was like 13 years old, I think. I had just gotten a digital camera for Christmas, and we decided to start a kind of comedy sketch style channel in similar to like Smosh and some other things that were out at the time. I mean, this was like 2006, 2007, so we're talking like old school YouTube. And I'm not gonna link to that channel because I was going through puberty at the time and I looked really scary, so yeah, no. But we did that for a few years and then kind of fell off, and then when we got a little older, we tried to do a gaming channel. That one I will let you guys see. It's called Mashing Buttons, and I will put a card up so you can see one of our videos. It was me, my two brothers, and our friend. That never really took off. But then when I started getting into the doll collecting, I started watching other people make videos, and I've always had this desire to make videos and have a YouTube channel. That's when I was like, hey, I can put these two things together. So here I am. Alright, so Tiny Obscurities left me 8 questions to answer, so I'm gonna go down them one by one. The first one, do you have a job, and if so, what is it? Are you in college? I do have a job. I'm a cake decorator at the local grocery store. That I actually did go to a community college for like a certificate. Before that though, I was at a 4-year school for chemistry. So I do have a bachelor's in chemistry that I never really used. Well, I tried to be a science teacher, but that didn't work out either. I could make a whole separate video just about my history of job problems, but I am trying to do online school also, but it's a little rough, and that's for medical billing and coding, just because the cake decorating in Pennsylvania is not the same as the cake decorating in New Jersey. I'm trying to find a better job market. Are you interested in doing PR? Well, yeah. I think that's kind of every doll YouTuber's dream, is to get a PR package from somebody. It probably is not going to happen for a very long time, if at all, but if they ever wanted to, that would be awesome. And I would definitely take some free goodies. Why not? Who says no to free stuff, really? What is my favorite doll line to collect? Well, we kind of already went over that, but that was Rainbow High. Right now, I collect not only the dolls themselves, but I wind up collecting fashions from other dolls in the line, just because I may not like the whole doll, but I really like the clothes. So like, for example, I never got the Winter Break Sunny, but I did buy her clothes secondhand to put on my Cheer Sunny because I really like the clothes, but I like this version of Sunny the best out of the 3 that are available. So I didn't want to get the Winter Break Sunny. You know, if you want, I can show you. Remember, I have the closet. It is packed with clothes and shoes. There is so much stuff in here that it weighs a ton now because I can't help it. I just love Rainbow High clothes. In your opinion, what is the most underrated, overlooked doll line? As far as overlooked, I feel like Hairdorables gets overlooked a lot because they are small. They're not like a traditional size fashion doll, but they do have a lot of nice qualities to them. I didn't like the series with the masquerade and everything. I think we all know that, but the series that just came out is pretty good, and the series that came before that one were really good. I think that they're really nice for display, and they do have a lot of nice features and details that they squeeze into these little dolls. So I think a lot of people pass them up just because A, they're surprise toys, and B, they're small. But I endorse them. They're one of the first things that I collected. Do you have any other hobbies besides doll collecting? Do you collect anything else besides dolls? So yes and yes. First of all, I do have other hobbies. I like video games a lot. I do crafts. That was a hobby that kind of became like a business because I opened an Etsy shop, and so I sell a lot of sewn plush things or like felt like candle mats and stuff. I used to be really into writing like fan fiction and stuff. That I haven't done too much either. I kind of exhausted all my ideas. I'm not really into anything right now that's grabbed me in the way that I would write a fan fiction about it. And then I love to sing. That was another idea I had for a YouTube channel, was just doing like cover songs and stuff, like Twitch Sings, the game. So I thought I could make that into a channel, but then I was like, it's hard enough filming in a full house when you're just talking, but if I had to be singing like full volume and everything, then I know that everyone would just be like bothering me while I was doing it, so that wasn't really gonna work. But I do sing extremely loud while I'm driving. As far as other collections, I do have some stuffed animals, and of course you saw the Calico Critters thing. I also tried to hold back a little bit on those because I have a lot of pieces and not a lot of room. I collect teapots and tea-related paraphernalia, which is on a shelf out there, and other various knickknacks. Oh, and one collection that I have that I pretty much consider complete for myself at least is Vinylmations that they used to have in the Disney store. I have this giant Mickey head shelf of them. I had a real problem when we used to have a Disney store in the mall. Every time we went to the mall, I would buy at least 2 or 3, and they're like $12.95 each, or they were. And sometimes I would buy one and then we'd pass by again and I'd be like, one more, I need one more. That was like before surprise toys were a thing. That was kind of like the surprise toy for an older audience, was those figures. Do you ever feel worried at times about putting your face on the internet? Maybe certain people watching your videos you don't want to be watching? Well, yeah, I do kind of get that feeling sometimes, but I don't worry too much just because the people that I know who I wouldn't want to watch would probably not be looking in that direction on YouTube. Although that's kind of why I didn't have my face shown in my older videos when I first started this channel. My family knows, and because my brother's friend is a snoop, he also knows and shared it with all their friend groups, so almost everybody that I know knows about it. And anyone who doesn't is either way too old to be using technology, like my grandma, or my only friend who doesn't really watch YouTube videos, so I guess I'm pretty much safe. If I did have to deal with somebody else, like a coworker or something, finding out, I guess all I can say is that doll collecting is like collecting anything. No one would balk at me saying I collect teapots and teacups. And I collect them because they're pretty and I like the way they look. So if you replace those words, teapot and teacups, with dolls, so, you know, and how is it any different from fans of like Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, other video games and anime collecting like those big figures? Why is doll collecting any different than anything else? How do you feel about the doll community as of current? Do you feel it has become more toxic lately? I'll be honest, I don't really talk to anyone else in the doll community outside of you guys who comment on my videos. I see things, but I guess I'm not deep enough into it to really have an opinion on the toxicity of the community. I know that it exists just the same as it does in any fan community, that, you know, people rag on one particular thing, or if you like a certain thing, then you're banished from the community or something. And I've heard about the BJD community being specifically like really bad to people who are either new owners or don't understand the difference between an original and a copied BJD. Yeah, I know it's there, but I guess I'm removed enough from it that I kind of just sit by the sidelines and do my own thing and just try to keep things nice and positive here on this channel. But I will say that it's unfortunate for the doll community, and for any community really, to have toxicity over stupid stuff. We all like the same general thing, right? Dolls, or a TV show, or a movie. Why can't we just accept that even though we like this thing, that kind of umbrella term that brings us all together, that there also are varying opinions within that umbrella? You got little pie sections of the umbrella. I hope that makes sense. I just feel like people need to stop being so worried about what everyone else is doing. I think that's a big problem in the world in general, but I'm not gonna get into that. What do you love most about doll collecting? One of my favorite aspects about dolls in general is their clothes. Seeing outfits and getting to change their clothes and getting other clothes to mix and match with is a lot of fun for me when it comes to doll collecting. But now one of the really fun things about collecting dolls is that I get to unbox them in front of you guys and then talk about them with you guys, because before I didn't really have anyone else to discuss my thoughts and opinions about the dolls with. Now that I have a channel with some loyal subscribers, I have a chance to really get into it and be a part of something with some other people. So that is genuinely one of the fun things about collecting, is being like, ooh, I wonder what they're gonna think of this one when I open it. Alright, so here's the last 2 questions that I got. If you were able to get a pricier collector doll, which would you get? Smart Doll, Integrity Toy as examples. I would love a Smart Doll. I have been like obsessed with them for a while. Like ever since watching one of my Froggy Stuffs videos where she unboxed hers. They are so gorgeous, but so expensive. The other thing is the one that I really like, which is Resilient, with the new face that they did. She was available and I had money that I could have maybe gotten her or like split her between a couple of different payment methods. And I was like, no, I don't want to have to do that. It's way too much. And now she's been sold out for a really long time. And I don't know if she's ever gonna come back, but she is so beautiful. I mean, they're all really beautiful, but she's my favorite and I would love to have one. As far as Integrity Toys, I've looked at them before. I think they're a little bit too serious looking for me. They're just not the kind of dolls that I really like. I'm drawn to the kind of dolls that have more stylized faces or like sweet faces. I'm not really into the like brooding look that a lot of the Integrity Toys dolls have. Although I will say they are excellent dolls, I can tell that they are very good. So it's nothing against them, it's just not my personal taste. Do you collect bigger dolls? AG or the 24-inch Amaya? I do have an American Girl doll from when I was a kid. I have Samantha, but I have not collected any other larger dolls, and that's mainly because, again, it's not really my style, but I also just do not have the room for really big dolls like that. I do really like the Our Generation stuff. Like every time I go to Target and I go down the aisle, I'm like, I wish that I could really invest in like more 18-inch doll stuff, but I just don't really have the room to have food trucks or stables and all that stuff. I don't even have the room to have Barbie-sized stuff like that. So as far as Amaya, she's really pretty, but again, the space thing is an issue. Otherwise, I do think that I might have gotten her, but she's just really big. I don't know where I would put her. And I believe that is all the questions that I got from everybody. So once again, I would like to thank you all for watching and for subscribing, because it really means so much to me that I made it this far, and I hope we're gonna keep on chugging into the new year. I appreciate you all. Thanks for commenting. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something interesting about me. If you like this video, you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, well, hey, you could come and subscribe now. Thanks again, and until next time, bye!